Okay, so the point of this video is to vaguely show you my workflow so you could know what I'm doing, because I'm going to be zipping through a lot of this stuff. I want to give you some good tips as far as how I use GarageBand. So this is not a thorough GarageBand tutorial and me taking, whatever I made to FL Studio and things like that. So this is not going to be like the bass beat or no stuff like that. I'm showing you my workflow. So when you open GarageBand, we're going to start here. You click that plus in the upper right hand corner. It's going to take you to this. What GarageBand wants you to do is pick a instrument first so you can lay down a melody. With external, that's typically what I use, but if you go through these, sound library, keyboard, drums, amp, audio recorder, strings, guitar, you can use different instruments. This is my favorite tab outside of the other tab I'm going to show you. So if you click one of these, it'll take you to a world instrument. All these instruments are free. And I'm on the iOS, if you didn't notice. I'm on an iPhone. You can use a tablet. I got 2 iPad minis, but I'm not using those. I would rather use a phone. That's just me. But with that, we're going to scroll to the right. You got a drummer here. The drummer actually comes with a lot of dope features, but it's not like how when I use the drums in FL Studio. So we'll get to that later as far as, FL Studio, but it has a lot of things that can automatically make drums for you and stuff. But let's get here. We're going to click audio unit extensions. So this is the reason that I am using GarageBand, because FL Studio Mobile does not have the ability to use AUv3, which is basically audio unit plugins for the phone, which is the equivalent of VSTs for Windows and things of that nature. So with that, you see I got a plethora of instruments. These are all free for now. I plan on getting more paid stuff in the future. We're just going to click any one of these. I'll click DRC. That's what we're going to go with. So it's going to take you to a keyboard. So you can play the keyboard and all of that stuff. I'm not going to go too deep into all of the controls. I'm just going to show you what's relevant to my workflow. On the right of the upper right of the keyboard, you're going to see those 2 arrows. If you click those, it's going to take you to the instrument so you can see what's actually in there. In this, this is the specific look of the plugin that I got. All we're going to do, we're going to click where it says default on the patch. And then I could go through here and I could play different instruments, see how they sound. So with that, what we're going to do, if you look at the top of the screen, you see the 2 arrows again. I'm going to click those. It's going to take me back to the keyboard. Now the keyboard has all types of features. Again, this is not a thorough GarageBand tutorial today. We're just going to do the basics. If you look at those squares, all that does is, oh, you don't like the instrument you got? Go back and pick another instrument. That's what it does, and you will have to pick another instrument, because if you click my songs, it's going to take you back somewhere else. So we got to pick another one. I'll do this just because the Numa player, it has a bunch of stuff. So with that, you have your workflow. I'm going to show you one thing. If you click next to those 2 arrows, you could do an arpeggiator. You could turn it on and you could control the arpeggiator, etc., etc. So with that, that's the basic features. I'm going to turn that off. Now, what you have to do, actually, you have to do this. From my understanding, you have to do this. You have to press record and play in some notes. Before we do that, I'm going to click that cogwheel in the upper right. You can control a bunch of stuff here, but what we're going to do is control the tempo. We're going to go here and we're going to set the tempo. Boom. We click done and you could do that. Boom. One of the last things, if you look at that plus in the upper right hand corner next to the 8 and all of that, you click that, you could determine how long the loop is going to be. With this, I'm going to set the loop to 4 bars. So I'm going to press record. The metronome is automatically turned on. You control that by clicking that blue thing up next to the record button. I'm just going to play whatever. It really doesn't matter. All right, so we just did a 2-bar loop. I'm going to show you some things now. You remember where the 3 boxes are up at the top, the little button with the 3 boxes? Now you have a multi-track button up there. I'm going to click that. And now I'm able to access the multi-track mode. Once you are able to access the multi-track mode, you can do a bunch of stuff, but what we're going to do is focus on this melody that we played right here. Now, the melody is not going to be perfect timing, so the first thing that you want to do, click it. It's going to highlight the first time you press it. You press it again, it's going to bring up a bunch of stuff. What we're going to do right now is go to settings, and what we're going to do is pick a quantization, I'm sorry. You can pick all types of times. I pick 1/16 most of the time. We're going to click done. Now it's going to be on time. At least I thought it was. So we'll click it again. And what we will do, I will actually click this up in the upper right hand corner. That arrow pointing left, that's going to undo. So that's good to know. We click that. We'll go to settings again. Quantize. I'm going to pick 1/8 note. To loop this, it's already at a good place. You got to make sure that it's ending at a good place as far as this box. What we're going to do is click it and then click loop. And it's just going to perpetually loop it, and you could drag the loop however you want, etc., etc. Now, if you want to edit the piano roll notes, you're going to click it and then click edit. It's going to take you to the piano roll. You'll see all the notes and stuff like that. And what we're going to do, we're going to focus on these two bars. So first, you're going to see it. You're not going to be able to put anything in there in a regular mode that's in there. One thing you can do, the notes that are there, if you click them, it will give you the option to cut, paste, delete, all that stuff. But you can click velocity, and it'll let you change the velocity of the note, how loud it is, and things of that nature. Outside of that, you can drag it by pressing and holding the back end of it and dragging it. Or if you want to push it anywhere up and down, you press and hold it, then you drag it up and down. If you want to move it, you want to get somewhere around the front of the note, you want to press the front of the note and then drag it left and right. Now, as far as where the actual loop ends, it's not going to let you put the notes past that. So be cognizant of that before you loop. And even if you don't loop and you want to drag it past that, let me take the loop off. We're going to go to settings. We're going to turn the loop off, and then I'm going to drag this out more. Now when I go in here, let's say I want to drag the note past, whatever, it's going to let me drag the note to wherever I extended the pattern to. I don't want to go too in depth, so I'm going to begin to speed this up because I may do a GarageBand tutorial, a full one, another day at some point. But right now we're just focused on my workflow. So once I got that and I loop it and all of that good stuff, let's go back in here. Let's say you want to add more notes and things of that nature. What you do is press the pencil, hold it in the upper right hand corner, upper left, I'm sorry, and then drag it to unlock it to where, boom, now you can place notes and stuff like that. Now, if you want to get rid of the note, you just press it. That'll be cool. So boom, we got that. We don't have to drag it back right. We just click done and it's done. Let's say you want to add another instrument. You could do one or two things. You could press those boxes, add another one. We'll just boop. We'll do something like that. And this is the thing. You don't have to record again if you don't want to. What you can do is click that multi-track view again. Boom, we have another track. What you can do is just press the track as far as, the space on the multi-track. You can press edit. It's going to take you in there so that you can edit. You're going to notice you can't press anything, but what did I just tell you? Take that pencil, slide it to the right. Now you can throw in notes. That's what you do. And you could also press the plus at the bottom. It's going to take you to the same place where you can add another track of instruments. This is the thing that I really like about this. You can really sauce things up. What we're going to do is slide this to the right. As far as the icon, you could control the volume. You could do all the multi-track stuff like muted and all that stuff. But this is what you want to do to begin to add effects and things of that nature. At the top, you're going to see the 3 bars next to FX. You want to click those. You're going to see the options for the track that you have selected. Where it has plugins and EQ, you want to click that. Let's go to edit, and then we're going to click where a plus is around none. That has a lot of built-in effects, but when you go to audio unit extensions, we'll just scroll down. Apple comes with a bunch of them built in and stuff like that. Now these are audio units that let you do effects. So if we get something like this, We throw it on there. You'll see it just automatically goes on there. Now it's not going to play anything because this specific audio unit is kind of funny. So what you got to do in here, go and pick a setting first. That's what you got to do for this one. Now let's talk about arrangement. Let's say you want to get into doing arrangement and stuff like that. I'm going to click those 3 bars again. What you're going to do is click that plus that I told you to click in the upper right hand corner. Boom, once you click it, you go to bars. You can press and hold the bars and slide to a number, whatever you want to slide to. You can slide to 32, whatever you want to do. And boom, it's going to loop everything out. What you could do is with the cursor, you could go wherever you need to. You could press it, you could push split, slide this down. And then after that, you know, you have to slide it from the back because it's not going to let you shorten it from the front, unfortunately. So slide it from the back and slide this over however far you got to slide it over, etc., etc. You could begin to arrange your melody like that. With that, you pretty much have my workflow as far as working in GarageBand. What we're going to do now is the last step, which is you're going to click the upper left-hand corner. You're going to click my songs. It's going to take you out. It's automatically going to save. And you're going to have my song, whatever the number is going to be. You're going to right click it. You want to rename it. We're going to rename this Duper Shooter. Duper Shooter. Why are we naming it that? For no reason other than comedic relief. So after that, I'm going to hold it again. To save a file, pretty much render it, I'm going to click share. After that, you know, you could save the project, so you could, you know, send it to somebody else or whatever. We're not even going to get to ringtone because who's about to do that? Like, kiss me through the phone. Let's see it. We're not doing that. You're going to click song. It's going to give you a bunch of options as far as what file you want to render it as and what quality and etc., etc. You could go here. You see I got a picture of Chris Brown for some reason as a default picture for all my stuff. After you have it selected, I have wave selected. You're going to select share. Now once you get share loaded up, I save it to files. So you click that, you're going to save it to files. That's the end of this part of the workflow. Now boom, here we go on FL Studio Mobile with a blank session. So what you want to do first, after you have saved your wave, one thing I forgot to mention, you may want to label it by tempo. What you want to do is go to import. And once you go to import, you want to find the file on your phone wherever you saved it. So boom, I have imported the file. After you do that, whatever tempo it was, I recommend setting it to that tempo. I think it was like 130, so we're just going to go to 130. You're going to click the plus. You're going to add an audio clip. Now from here, what you're going to do is go to My Files, and you're going to go to My Samples because that's where it's going to be at. So I got this joint right here. That's not tempo synced. It's not, you know, right or nothing like that. But I'm going to tell you, let's just pretend that I got the right tempo for this. Let's just pretend for right now, because I don't. What you're going to do is after you have this clicked, you're going to drag up, press and hold, drag up that bar. You could drag it wherever you want. It's going to stop wherever you want. You want to click sync while the tempo is matched. While the tempo in here is matched to the tempo of the sample, you want to click sync so that when you begin to change the tempo to anything, it's going to be on beat no matter what. That's why you want to set the tempo first. Now, outside of that, you got all these controls that we're not going to get into because I have a thorough FL Studio mobile tutorial. You can go and watch that. I'll be sure to have a link in the description. But this is what you do and this is what I do. You could do all types of stuff. I typically add a bass line to it. So I go to the DW sampler and I go to my samples. One-shot kits that I imported and stuff like that, I'll use a bass from that. I'll use 808s from that and stuff like that. We can click the plus as well. And this is the most important thing and one of the main reasons why I use it. Go to drums. I'm going to go to my files. I'm going to go to my drum sets. I'm going to go to the combustion starter. I can easily program the drums in a way that I'm used to, a way that is very complementary to how FL Studio drums work and things like that. I'm going to press and hold the hi-hat and then fill each two-step. So boom, there you have it. That's basically the workflow right there. And everything that I said in my FL Studio tutorial, as far as the mobile, that is how it works. You know, I begin to use the sample I made in the other program as far as GarageBand in FL Studio Mobile. So if you want to learn how to use FL Studio Mobile, I do have a thorough tutorial. Like I mentioned, the link will be in the description or in the comments, one or the other. And outside of that, let me know what else you want to see. Again, I'm going to have beat making videos coming very soon. If you have any questions as well, feel free to ask. I'll see y'all another day, somehow, some way. I'm out.